People, we haven't even.
I don't know why it's funny.
That's just okay. Like the 404 Club is just like an entity of whatever the hell we want to put on it.
It's like an org name.
It's just
in a
an
way.
umbrella of like,
Yeah.
if we want to, because we have so many dumb things we want to do, but we just never do them.
Like
but
Siege Academy, like 404 Sift. He's coming in, bro, with the gunny.
This is a gaming org now.
Nah, we just do everything, bro.
Oh yeah.
We don't put ourselves in one bracket, bro. You gotta diversify.
Bracken, bro.
Hey, it was bracket. I haven't heard the word bracken in
Yeah.
ages. I'm bringing it back,
It's not
bro.
a thing anymore, but it is now.
I'm bringing it back.
Yeah, I don't know. That's the beauty of it. It could be anything we want it to be.
We could talk about that, honestly, because it's pretty fresh, and I mean, this is kind of what we're doing with it right now.
Yeah, I like. Well, okay. The goal of this year was to do more content,
This
at least
year
for
or
me.
last year.
This year, because it just started.
Okay.
We didn't do any. Well, we failed last year because we didn't do shit.
Well, we had some roadblocks.
What roadblocks? We had the most free time, resources.
Nah, but like we didn't get these mics for a while, and then
It's like the first quarter of the year, we had mics. The thing about it is, and I don't think anybody should let equipment hold them
Laziness.
back. Equipment's a good like excuse
true.
for like I don't have the right stuff to do this, even though
that's a bad
you
excuse
could.
still.
Yeah, that's the thing. It's just it's an excuse. You could record a podcast on an iPad mic, and people do, and probably have reached more viewers than anybody. Like
Casey Neistat's vlogged on an iPhone. What the fuck? Ain't nobody got excuses. Y'all got phones?
Yeah,
Well,
that's the thing. It's just
if
laziness.
you got an Android, I guess you got an excuse.
Oof, alienated all those 4 Android listeners. No, but yeah, it's just we've had the means, we just haven't done anything.
It comes down to laziness.
Yeah,
honestly.
and you got to build a catalog, and you got to stop for a second and like, okay, it can't all be perfect, but as long as you're making it, that's the fun of it.
We're definitely not perfectionists, but we want the quality to be there and to like have a good looking like set. And I mean, we balled out with this shit. Like these are expensive ass mics. I mean, like fucking cables with them. We got like
It's not that we balled out for this in particular, but it was like the idea of, hey, we wanted to do this eventually. Like we might as well get like good stuff that we like will have for years, and
it'll have multi-purpose for us.
Like the majority of last year. What these did were sat on our desk, and we used them to play video games and comm with each other.
Yeah,
even though we were a room apart.
Well, I mean, we play with other people too.
Yeah, that's the thing. So. But that's just the funny, like, ironic part of it is that.
True.
You spend so much money on a like audio setup just for it to really just be used for.
I mean, it's a flex. That's all it is.
That's truly what it is. But yeah, it's just laziness, lack of drive. And I definitely wanted this year to be different. So far, it is. Look at that.
True.
Month in, halfway through the first month, and we're already putting stuff out there.
And like, here's the thing with that, like if we kind of backtrack to the 404 Club thing, that was like, I don't want to say whim necessarily, but I feel like we named it real quick, but like.
That was probably something that was holding us back, is not knowing how we would release anything we made.
It's kind of like branding ourselves in a way. Like we've branded ourselves as like, hey, we are the 404 Club, and like, I mean, we got people like Jacob and Will who could come on here, and like I'd consider them like people who are in it. I mean, like co-founders. I don't know, man. Like shit, I don't know. Members maybe, but they ain't up in the thick of it, man.
But it's just a blanket for whatever we want to do. It's not necessarily like a thing yet.
See, that's the thing too.
It's just a name.
Because
it's just social medias that hey, nobody has this name claim for anything, so let's just use that.
Yeah. The thing is if we put ourselves on one path, that's another problem. We'll get lazy with it. Like, if we want to look back and, like, talk about, like, Milk Chat, it was so, like, one thing, and it was like, bro, I'm getting lazy with that shit. We did 1 episode or 2 episodes, and we're like, nah.
1 published, and yeah, the other 2 were sat in the void.
Yeah.
And I feel, that doesn't make me feel good at all. especially because we had someone from the outside come in and record one with us, and like never got to really see that come to fruition.
Yeah, and
It's
he
just a
was
file on a
hyped about
computer,
it,
and
too.
like, yeah, it's just unfortunate. And that's just pure, just lack of drive and laziness. I will admit that completely. This is definitely a more loose form of content, and starting with something like this is good to just get a solid base of like, I feel like I'd be inspired to do more and different things,
Yeah,
having consistently put out stuff on a channel or a brand.
true.
And that's what this is.
Yeah, I mean,
I mean, the show is branded separately as its own thing, but it's under the same, umbrella, like I've said before. It's just a blanket.
thing is, like, even future stuff, if we want to talk about, like, kind of future ideas we have, I'm not going to set that in stone and be like, anything we say is going to come to fruition. It's just ideas.
No,
I
but
mean,
they
like,
definitely would be fun.
cooking show, we kind of want to do something like
Yeah.
I'm a dog shit cook. Like, I can cook some stuff, but it's not great, but I can cook it. But, like, it'd be cool to cook some shit. Like, I don't know.
See, the original idea for this, like podcast wise, was going to be like a live show, and we did test this like equipment out a number of times, like one or two, I think at least.
Last year, like a while back.
We did like the first test, and we had like your sister call in on the equipment we got, and then we did another test. And I don't know if the live format lends itself to us very well for something like this.
Here's the thing, though. We did get viewers, but I don't think it lends it to our tangents, rants, if you will. A more clipped and like edited type format would be better for us, truthfully.
Yeah, but it's still the nature of a podcast is there, because we'll just kind of be talking. It's not like editing 2-minute chunks every.
I mean, there's plenty of podcasts that are recorded and then up. They're not live streamed or anything like that. And I mean, I listen to plenty that are like that, and they're all good.
And adding chat and interacting with people is a whole nother thing that is just like, you have to think of that. And if you're trying to just like talk to each other, it can be difficult to integrate that and actually have people be a part of it.
I mean, we could do something. I'm not saying do the podcast like the Show Not Found live, but I mean, we could do something, eventually, because we do have the Twitch channel under a name, the 404 Club.
Yeah, that was just one night claiming every single username as humanly possible
on like every media that we would think we'd possibly
I've done that in the
use.
past you've done that too, because it's just a good way to brand yourself. Mine was more or less like my personal username and gamer tag kind of thing. But yeah, I just like looked it up, couldn't find anything, tried to claim it under everything I could.
And
so that's my identity, and it's
I
like
love the
an internet
name.
personality.
Like, to go onto the On a Whim thing, the 404 Club. What did you say? What was it that you said?
Probably something about how we have no idea, like it's
Or like
not no inspiration,
no
or
talent
motivation.
found or something.
something really stupid and like almost a little like cringe, but you don't need to explain the name. That's the thing.
Nah,
You see, my mom, I like showed her the branding and stuff, and she's like, "Oh, what's that mean?" I'm like, "Why does it have to mean anything?" Like,
yeah.
like plenty of things are just like a brand name. Like, the hell is like anything mean? Like, you don't need
True.
to know the meaning behind a name. It's just a name. It's a label.